Good morning, everybody. For those who are returning, or coming to this video for the first time, um, just want to say I hope your day started off great. I hope for the best for you today. I hope if you had a rough start, that it gets better, or if you've had a rough start to the year, that it gets better for you. You deserve it more than anything. Uh, be easy on yourself. Uh, Try not to let things bother you too much, otherwise, that can be a downward spiral for yourself as well, and that can actually affect everything going forward. So maybe try to set aside an hour or two a day of just positivity, or of just mindfulness, like maybe meditation and whatnot. Um, but yeah, my day started off pretty, I would say pretty alright. I did get some sleep, um, although I still was intermittent. I did wake up a couple times, but I was able to go back to sleep. It wasn't until around 4 or 5 where I didn't really get back to sleep for at least another hour, which kind of goes into the title of the video, the importance of sleep. Um, I'm somebody who, used to really look forward to going to sleep, just having a good night's rest, despite having a bit of insomnia. I would go to sleep and wake up usually almost every night around 2 or 3 in the morning, but go back to sleep thereafter. But ever since I had COVID, my sleep patterns and everything have been pretty out of whack, even much worse than it uh, has been, and that really just put a damper on my mood for a good majority of the day. For those days where I'm actually wasn't able to get any kind of sleep. Um, if there's one thing I can tell you, though, if you are struggling to get a good night's rest and it's pretty consistent, definitely recommend maybe reaching out to maybe a therapist, or maybe resort to meditation, self-guided hypnosis, or anything like that. Even breathing techniques, with practice and time, especially breathing. Something you do any time of the day, and no one will know, only you. Um, but yeah, sleep is immensely important. It really can set the tone of the day. If you don't get a good night's rest, it can make you more cranky, agitated, or just more tired, groggy. Um, and it also doesn't really set a good habit for your mind. So let's say you maybe years ago, when you were able to get a good decent night's rest, you found that your mood was usually better. But now, let's say over the years, you never really took the time to address the problem or address the issue, and it therefore your sleeping patterns started getting worse, and therefore your mood has been more affected. Next thing you know, you're asking yourself, why am I this way? Why am I constantly cranky and agitated, and so on and so forth all the time? Well, sleep is a big factor in that. Definitely try to resort a lot of that energy into trying to get a good night's rest. You'd be surprised on how major that can be for you, and just changing your overall mood of the day. Granted, there are things in um, life circumstances that make it difficult. It's to be expected, but it's how you handle them as well. I think going over to the next subject of the video is not letting things stress you out. Now, we as human beings, it's darn near almost impossible to let nothing bother you. If nothing ever bothers you, then one would argue, is there something wrong with you? But I think there's a manner of selective bothersome, or selective, and letting certain selective things bother you. Then, for the most part, nothing else really bothers you. Someone cuts you off, you don't let it bother you. Someone yelling at you, you don't let it bother you. Someone making a sarcastic or backhanded remark, you don't let that bother you. you lose $100. You don't let that bother you. Versus, let's say someone you know dearly, you care for, passes away. That's understandable. Let it bother you. So that would bother you. But then it's how you recover from that. There are some certain people who are Zen-like, who like literally let nothing, absolutely nothing bother them. Even like even death, basically. So it's like they're always in a sort of calm, relaxed state where just nothing on earth seems to bother them. And achieving that doesn't come lightly. There are consequences to even achieving that. And there are, to achieve certain set state, that would take probably years and years of practice and training, and let's say meditation and whatnot, to achieve said state. You know what bothers you. If you inherently know what bothers you, and I think if you can address those things and work and tackle them one by one, you knock them out, and are proactive in not letting them let certain things bother you. That also can affect your overall mood of the day, as well as even your sleep patterns. So it's just doing little things, taking a little by little. Even if you have to write something down, make a list of things. Like when you think about something, do you feel unnerved? Do you feel like it annoys you? Write that down. If it's like a simple list with a yes or no, and then work on that, and then tackle them one by one. Address it. Why do you let it bother you? And then try to problem solve from there on. Next thing you know, you'll find out you're tackling that list like a champ, and you find that you're just handling certain stressful events or just certain situations a lot better than you used to, and it is affecting you in a more positive and wholesome way. And people will start to see that as well. If they're used to seeing you like constantly cranky, aggravated, making snarky remarks, versus, let's say, they don't see you in like 6 months from now, and you've gone through this change, they'll see how you are now versus then. They'll be like, "Huh? How did you?" I have a question for you. How did you? You just seem so much more optimistic and more down to earth or whatever. And then you can explain to them, well, I reassessed a lot of things and I wanted to make a change, and I still believe change is possible, so on and so forth. But yeah, those are just my morning thoughts and whatnot. I hope that made you think, and again, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. If your day started out rough, it'll get better. You must believe it'll get better. Worked for it to get better. Do things that'll make you happy. Do things that'll make you happy if it means helping others as well. Helping others especially. Other than that, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day.